Show me love, make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. Show me light, show me love. Make a change. Time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love.
Hello, my beautiful people. Good morning. As always, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're tuning in. Oh my goodness. Season finale. Can't believe the season is over. Second season is coming to an end. Our road to wellness season. Listen, first and foremost, if you've been here throughout the season, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you received value from it. We're going to recap it today. We're going to go over a few things. We're going to touch on the inner, the outer, our guests that were here throughout this season. It's going to be a great recap. It's going to go fast because you know me, I like to talk. So I'm going to try. I have like a billion notes in here just to try to keep me on track. But we're gonna do the best we can so we can touch on everything. I also have another recipe for you as promised. So, live chat is on. Let me know that you're here with me. Who is here? Hey, beautiful Lana. Good morning. Good to see you, girl. Thank you for being here. I know some friends in Israel are not going to be available today, so they're going to be missed. They have their daylight savings over there already, so they're like an hour behind. So it's a different time for them today. But whoever is here on the live, let me know that you're here. Be part of it. Let me know about your road to wellness. And, let's get right to it. I want you to share, of course, if you feel moved to share the broadcast with another friend. Anyone can benefit from wellness on the inner and on the outer. It truly is such a huge part of our day to day. It what controls the quality of our life. So let people know that we're here, and let's get to it. So, on our episode 1 of Road to Wellness, we started by saying there are little things that you can do to make sure wellness is part of your life. One of my favorite quotes from that episode was how health is a state of the body and wellness is a state of being. Absolutely. It really is all about the connection between here and here. And once we're in it, we're controlling it and we're creating and cultivating a life full of wellness. So we really spoke about a few different things that we can do to really, emphasize wellness in our life. Let me see. Oh my God, the whole gotta love live TV, right? Because everything was fixed in order for me and now everything is gone. So let me see what's going on and I'll find it for you guys. Here we are. The small things that we can do for our health. Smile a lot. Listen to music. Help someone. Use herbs, one of my favorite. Move around, absolutely. Take small breaks throughout the day. Spend time in nature. And of course, do something fun. The one thing we spoke about also that is, for me, probably one of the most important things and the easiest thing to do is hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. It is good for the outer and for the inner. On the inner, anything from the digestive system, helping with migraines, the blood pressure, the blood glucose, so many different things that we can do in order to really help our body and wellness through a simple thing like drinking water and increasing our water intake. On the outer beauty, it really helps with, of course, the skin looking more radiant, looking more supple. Because water and flushes toxins, it really helps with dealing with breakouts in our skin. So when we want to make sure that we are looking radiant and looking great, water is an easy step to do so. My guest on the show was Tracy Randolph, and we share something big together. And before I'm going to share with you that, I want to give you a little tip about let me see. Hey girl, how are you? Meditation at the sea. That's what Melanie said. That is one of her favorite things to do for wellness. I love that. Absolutely. I want to share with you guys a little bit on the outer beauty as far as hydration. We touched on our segment, The Beauty Alchemist, what we can do in order to increase hydration in the skin. So let's jump right to that. All right. So, I shared a few different ways that we can increase hydration in the skin. Let me minimize myself. There we go. So serums, that's a great way to boost up your hydration. Now, a serum is like a booster shot to your cream, and it can have different purposes. It can be a anti-aging serum. It can be a sensitivity redness serum. But in this case, when we talk about hydration, get yourself a hydrating serum. That can be a great booster shot for your skin. Moisturizers and eye cream, a face cream can vary from light to heavy. For oily skin, you want to do something a little bit lighter. The drier skin, you want to go with something that is more emollient and heavier. And for sensitive skin that has different needs, it really depends on the specific needs of the skin. So make sure you get something that is appropriate for what you need. Mature skin can use either or. Some mature skin really don't want extra hydration because they're feeling like it weighs the skin down and it's too heavy for them and they want something light. Or the opposite, they actually need a boost of hydration because the skin got drier as they got older. I can tell you through menopause, a lot of women suffer from either or. Some people will tell you, some women will tell you the skin is so dry on another level, like they've never knew their skin can be dry like that. And some women, because of the hot flashes, can't even stand anything on their face. So it's really individual. Just use the consistency that works for you. And eye cream is for the under eye or the full contour. That is really, I say, one of the most important things to use because hydration in this area is really important. We don't want them wrinkles, we don't want them dark circles. So working on that can really help. An eye cream is a great addition for your hydration. A couple other products that you can use are oils or mists. Oil is a great product that you can use. You can use it before your moisturizer. You can use it after to lock in the moisture. You can use it at nighttime as your last product. You can even, some oils you can mix with your foundation to make it look more radiant and more dewy. So oils, you can play with them. It's a great add-on. I love oils in the winter time, especially at nighttime. It's one of my favorite. A mist can be used before or after your cream, and a few spritzes and you're good to go. In summer, keep your mist in the refrigerator. It's life changing. We spoke also about hyaluronic acid. It's one of the most famous acids that you have out there in the skincare industry. And that's, I'm just realizing we're talking skincare and I put Beauty Alchemist segment for makeup. Okay. Live TV. I'm actually like, even in season one finale, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to talk about a whole season in 1 hour? So forgive my excitement and my nervousness sometimes, but that's a skincare segment and not a makeup segment. I'm glad I picked up on it right in the middle of hyaluronic acid serum. Anyways, it's also called HA. It is a light, non irritating acid that delivers moisture to the skin, helping to build a stronger skin barrier by infusing it with hydration that penetrates to deeper levels of the skin. It also helps to retain and lock in the moisture. Great as a booster before, if it's in a serum, or you can have a moisturizer that its ingredient is hyaluronic acid. So um, I would say probably one of the best things to use when you do your skincare routine. So from that, we spoke about hydration, like I said in the first episode, but I also mentioned that my guest, Tracy Randolph, and I share something in common, which was breast cancer. And we both took breast cancer in a way that we wanted it to elevate our wellness, right? We thrived through our breast cancer. And I asked Tracy what would she say like to touch on as far as like things that you can do to start with for your wellness. And she said, the first thing she would recommend all her clients is change the energy. And I said, what does that mean to you to change the energy? And of course, we spoke about mindset and we spoke about different things that we can do in order to change the energy. So get up and do some movements, start a morning routine. If your energy is a certain way that kind of keeps you down sometimes, or you're redundant in your day to day and you do the same thing and everything is mundane, you have to change the energy in order to create a different well-being, right? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you want a change in your well-being journey and you want more wellness in your life, change the energy. And I said, a morning routine is a great way to go. Let's go to the live chat real quick. Oh, yes, for me, I like moringa with blue lotus oil. Beautiful. I haven't tried blue lotus. I did try moringa and it is beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. Joanne is here. Good morning. Definitely need my serum and hydration. Absolutely. I know that's right. Hello, hello, Yael. Thank you for being here. Raise that vibration. Yes, we're on it. I'm still laughing at myself for introducing the skin segment with the beauty segment, but hey, here we go. So a morning routine, this is one of the things that I think helped me the most in my wellness journey. Waking up into wellness, don't let the day lead you. You lead the day, because once you start your day, when you set the tone to it, it's a whole nother day. So a few different suggestions for me to you on what to do on your morning routine. It really can involve so many different things: prayer, meditation, workout, movement, any kind of movement. What else? Journaling is a great way to start your day. Just, getting things out there. Gratitude, of course. Take a few moments to feel grateful for what you have, for what's going on in your life, for what you want to. We're going to talk more about that in season 3, how we're thankful and grateful for things before they even started. But that's how we setting our day and our tone. I want to say one of the things, and I think even Joanne said it. Remind me, Joanne, I think you said it on that episode, that we have our non negotiables. And that's really a big part of the morning routine, because nobody has time to do everything every morning. Like I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I still don't have time for everything I just listed, right? So we kind of mix and match just in order to make sure our day starts on that well-being vibe. And so choose yourself your non-negotiables that you do every morning, that no matter what, this is the things that you need in order for you to lead your day instead of your day to lead you. And then from that you can stop, you can start accumulating other things. For example, me, my non-negotiables are prayer, and there is one certain song that I put that always hypes me up. That kind of puts me in state, makes me ready for the day. And after that, it's whatever I have time for. It's always a little movement with that song anyway. So if I have time for workout, I did. If not, either I worked out later or I worked out another day. I can work out 3 or 4 days a week instead of 6, 7 days a week. I don't have to work out every day. I try to make sure I do a little bit of journaling or gratitude journal or things of that nature. But choose yourself your two non-negotiables. It really is can going to help in kind of setting your day. Let me see what we have in our live chat. Exactly. Yes, Joanne. I remembered you saying about the non-negotiable, and it was really on point. So thank you for that, girl. We love our community here, our Inspirational Beauties community. You contribute to the show in a way, I can't, it's really, you guys are the show. I do it for you. I do it for me and for you. So I love when you're here. I love when you share everything here with everybody. Let them know we're here again, and hit those hearts so we can pick up the algorithm and make sure people know we're here. So more can more can join us. More can join us. Um, aside of all of those things, we spoke about breath work too. And let me see. I think something popped in my live chat. So let me just see. Oh, Joanne is here. Let me see. Yes, non-negotiables, especially how I start my day. I decide my day all day, checking in with my soul, ask myself questions. Is this necessary? That's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Another thing that Tracy said is take intentional pauses throughout the day. She even mentioned how she has it in her phone, that like at 4 o'clock, I have a 4 o'clock pause every day, but like she has in a few different times of the day, intentional pauses to kind of center myself, to remind myself, what do I want, how do I want my day to look like, and things like that. So one of the things that I do love is breath work. And we touched on breath work in our episode of courageous, uh, courageous communication. Sorry, my phones are beeping. It's getting me distracted. And with ADHD, it's very serious when you get distracted. But no. And it was, what number was that? Episode 6? Yes, episode 6 was courageous communication with my girl Lital Cohen. And really, we spoke about how the mouth is a conduit to spiritual and mindful connection to everything we want to say. To it's that connection between the physical and the spiritual, right? Like I remember mentioning to you guys about the upper jaw and the lower jaw. The upper jaw is about dreams and desires, and the lower jaw is about action and truth. And so when we speak things, our truth, into fruition. Our dreams. We spoke about how words are like spelling, right? That's why they say spelling, because they're like spells. And I remember mentioning to you guys about abracadabra, which means literally, I will create as I say. That's why the magicians are saying all the time. So there's a lot of power in what we say. But the most important part of courageous communication is speaking our truth. There's nothing more important than speaking our truth. It really is, to me, one of the biggest part of my well-being journey. When I own my truth and I speak to the people around me, I feel like my relationships are better. It can be a personal relationship, it can be a work relationship, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to speak your truth and you have to say, what's on your mind. Even when it's going to be uncomfortable. Sometimes there are necessary conversations, and it's not always going to be beautiful, but as Lital, my guest, said that day, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but it does have to be safe. So you have to feel safe in the environment that you are to, share your truth and speak up for yourself and let people know, this is really how I feel. That's correct. Because really in life, we need vulnerability, we need honesty, we need self-awareness, we need all these things in order to build up a complete well-being lifestyle. So I really feel like on that level, the courageous communication was so on point. I really love that episode. And I'm mentioning the episodes to you guys, obviously, because I do want you to go back and check them out. If you missed any of them, the season was great. All my guests were so amazing. I'm so grateful for them sharing their wisdom here and, their life experience, how they got to do what they do and how does that contribute to their wellness. So I truly recommend you guys going back and checking it out. Let me see. Joanne says, was such relief and freeing. Let me see. Oh, I think, okay, hold on. I'm messing up. It's jumping. Okay. Love you too, my darling. I love you too. Let me see. Yes, soul breaks. Absolutely. Michael is here in another great show. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Um, Joanne said, let me see. Your episode on courageous conversation communication has been added to my toolbox and came in handy for me to address some hot topic subject with several people. Thank you so much. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. That really touched my heart. It is so, isn't it so freeing? That's the whole point. That's when because people sometimes, when I was talking about that subject for the show, one of my friends was like, what's communication got to do with well-being? How are you mixing that with that? And I said, what do you mean? Of course it has to do. It's when you speak your truth, it's freeing. When we harbor things and we have all these things that we don't want to speak about, that creates resentment, that creates some kind of a dis-ease on the long run. So me speaking my truth and letting people know and being courageous about the way I communicate is absolutely part of the well-being. So thank you for sharing that with us, Joanne, because I feel like it's such a big part and such an important part. We also touched on that episode on makeup. And now it really is the Beauty Alchemist segment. But you know what? Because we missed the other segment, I'm going to put the skincare. I'm just being silly because, I missed the segment. I cannot afford to miss the segment. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted it because I love this song, the little tune. So we spoke about this part that is so important, right, in our courageous communication, and that is the lips. So let's check that one out. And let me put myself in a circle again. Here I am. And we really touched briefly on, I shared with you guys, the brand Inspirational Beauty and everything that I do under that umbrella, all my services. Part of them is my Layers of Beauty workshop, and if you don't know a little bit about it, I mean, you are always welcome to check out my website. But I do makeup workshops that are all about mindful makeup artistry. That's what I talk about here in the show, and that's really what I teach when I teach makeup. And it's important to understand that, the lips are a big part of our way of communicating. In general, the point of power is one of my favorite things to say. The point of power is always in the present moment, but it's also here because this is how people hear me when I speak to them. So how this looks like is an attraction, and it's an attraction, where focus goes, energy flows, and that's with that too. Because if somebody's focused on my lips and on my mouth when it's moving, it's more than just what the words are saying, because people have visuals, so they're stuck on looking at me. So I wanted to give you a few tips about lips that day, and those are that. If you didn't see that episode, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's episode 6, and we talked about our lip line and how we can really choose between the outer line and the inner line, making them a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I gave a few tips on how to make your lipstick last longer. Sometimes we have all these little bleeding, we call it in the industry, from the wrinkles or whatever it may be. Sometimes, with the gloss, it kind of find its way to the chin or to the hair. I gave you guys some tips. You are more than welcome to check episode 6 in season 2 for that detailed segment. I want to give you another quote because why not? We had so many great quotes. I think I might need my glasses after everything in here got messed up and it's not in order anymore. But let's see. Um, Let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be your food. I love it. This quote is bringing me, why am I in circle again? Is bringing me to our next episodes, because after we touched on our morning routine and our breath work and our courageous communication, we touched on episode 2, 4, and 5. Let me double check. Yep, 2, 4, and 5. We touched on wellness through food, through nutrition, and through, the mind diet. It was all about actually how we eat, what we eat, the nutrients that we put in our body, and how do they affect us on the inner and on the outer. I wait, I had where are we? Where are we? There we go. And we had, when we spoke about nutrition on episode 2, it was nutrition in my kitchen when I introduced to you the in my kitchen segment for the first time. And we're actually going to have one in a few minutes when I share with you one more snack or dessert. And we spoke about really the importance of what we put in our body, not just on the inner, which is obviously diseases of many can come from bad nutrition. If it's, blood sugar, you mean the amount of sugar in your blood, so diabetes, the blood pressure, you know, heart diseases, so many different things can happen. Like I spoke before with the hydration, the digestive system, there's so many things that can happen on the inner because of bad nutrition, that I think one of the more important things to put our emphasis on is really what we put in our body. And you don't have to be fully vegan or fully not eating this or fully, just find balance. Find balance, but make sure that you have, raw fruit and raw vegetables, because they have a certain amount of fibers that you won't get in cooked food. But yet, I don't believe in raw diet because I think the body needs some kind of heat in our digestive system. So eating hot meals, soups, anything that is cooked is great too. You want to eat meat, go for it. Just make sure that you buy something that is more clean, or the way you prepare it is better. Just pay attention to really what you put in your body. I think it's really important. And of course, on the outside, nutrition has such a huge part when it comes to our skin, our hair, our nails, even. Some foods have biotin in them, so it really helps with growing your nails, growing your hair. Um, I shared with you guys about nutrition for beauty, and let's talk about it real quick right here. So there are vitamins, antioxidants, healthy fats, and many great things that create hydration in the body. I'm going to move myself. Don't worry, we'll be able to see it. So let's start with the vitamins. Vitamin A, C, and E and B, biotin and niacinamides. Those are vitamin B, really, really important for the skin. They're all crucial for your skin health. Skin repair, texture, brightening, collagen production. Antioxidant protects your skin from damage that is caused by free radicals, pollution, and other environmental factors. Healthy fats and hydration help with slowing aging. I'm sorry, dullness, not showing it, slowing it, the exact opposite. Dullness of the skin and reduce inflammation. Dietary recommendations for beautiful skin: limit your processed food. And I know I don't have to tell you that. The less oil, the better. The less junk, the better. Sugar and alcohol. My skin is, since I have my water, intake on 1000, and I stopped eating sugar almost 3 years ago, I can't even tell you how wonderful my skin. I have a occasional breakout here and there, but it's nothing compared to how much fat, and my pores used to always be full. I used to go to a facial on a regular basis every 6 weeks. I go now once in every 6 months if I have the time, and I still manage to maintain good skin. So nutrition really has a lot to do with how the skin looks like. Pay attention and put emphasis on that. Prioritize fruits and vegetables. Eat more whole grains, including healthy fats. Let me bring myself back. Okay. So again, in the live chat, if you want to share, of course, about your nutrition, how you feel like if you change your nutrition, and if you feel like that has something to do with how you feel on the inside and on the outside, I would love to hear from you. I want to move into in the kitchen segment. Quick 15 minutes, I think the segment is, and sharing with you some great cookie recipe. And then we're going to come back here to speak about the rest of the episode as fast as possible. Um, I am going to add the video now. For some reason, I realized that every time I bring a video or share a video, it automatically takes down the quality of the video on YouTube when you go back to watching it. So, one, apologize in advance. I have no idea why it does that. Two, no worries. I always add the video separately on my YouTube channel, so you are more than welcome to check it out. And while we're at it, please subscribe to the channel and tell your friends so we can grow this inspirational beauties community. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm going to play the video. I'm right here, so I'll see you on the live chat if you want to share things with me. And let's go. Oatmeal cookies. Hey. Hello again into my kitchen. Okay, 1 second because it's doubling up for me over here. I'm not sure what's happening, and I don't know if you hear it, but I hear it. I hear it twice, so I'm going to remove it and upload it again. Gotta love the technical problems, right? Let me see. All right, let's give it another try. No? Can you guys tell me if you hear it double, because I don't want to. I'm going to move away from this and going to do it again later. But just let me know that if you heard it double in the first few seconds, because I hear myself talking already into the segment while the segment haven't even started. While you see the in the kitchen little video, I already hear myself talking, and I don't want the whole video to be doubled. So I'm going to give it a second. We're going to step away from the in the kitchen recipe, and we're going to come back to it later. And if it's not going to work, I'm just going to upload it to you guys on YouTube, and we'll go from there. Let me see what you guys are saying in the live chat. It's clear for me. The sound is clear. You only hear it once it started. Oh, beautiful. I didn't even see this. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Joanne. That's beautiful. You're a great grandma. What a pleasure it is to have a mindful grandma. Okay, so I'm going to give it a try in a second. I'm going to talk a little bit about those episodes, and then I'm going to give it another try and we'll see what happens. But so like I said, episode 2 was talking about nutrition. Episode 5 was talking about mind diet and moving from eating disorders to mindful eating. And that was something I shared from my personal experience with eating disorders, and how the life of the industries, of the beauty industry, fashion industry, and in general social media, and everything is so available. We constantly compare ourselves to others, and the idea of eating disorder, they make you think that it's such a big thing, right? It's either bulimia or anorexia. It's not. An eating disorder can be something very small. For example, like for me, I know that, like, I always have to munch on something, and when I'm not, I feel like I'm missing something. To me, that was something that is not healthy, and the whole point is to see ourselves so we can heal our relationship with food and understand that our relationship with food starts from somewhere, right? So I was bulimic, and I went through the whole big eating disorder thing. But at the same time, I still had little things, like being addicted to sugar, and like I mentioned to you guys, sleeping with candy under my pillow, waking up in the middle of the night, popping a few, going back to sleep. Like that's not normal relationship behavior with food, or realizing that when you're stressed, you eat. When you're sad, you eat. All of these things, emotional eating, mindful eating, like not mindful eating, but eating like from the mind, where the mind controls you and tells you what to do with the food right in the moment where something arises from here. That's a relationship with food that we have to heal. And I mentioned to you guys a few examples from my own personal life. For example, I grew up in a house that you're not getting up from the table until you cleaned your plate, because they, of course, for them, it comes from my parents and many other in that generation. It comes from scarcity mindset. You know what I mean? Like, we have food, you're gonna eat it. We gotta eat it. Or at the same time, if we're 5 minutes after the meal, you start saying, "I'm hungry. Can I get a snack? Can I get a snack?" So it's like, you can't tell me you're hungry because I know you just ate, right? But what it did is not allow me to know when I am really full. Because if I have to eat everything on my plate, even when I feel full, I have to continue eating. So I lost that connection between the mind and the body when I know I don't want any more food in my system. So it kind of, I understand where they came from, but at the same time, it really damaged my relationship with food and my relationship with my body, because now I'm shoving food even when I'm not hungry. And I don't really know when I'm full, because when I was full, you told me no, keep eating. So now I constantly eat even when I'm not. It's just and that's why I say self awareness is so important in our journey with everything in life. But really, when you try to understand your relationship with food, self-awareness is key. I always say, go back in memories, try to remember yourself. How did you used to eat? What did you used to eat? I shared with you guys an image of myself through my journey. And this was me on the top part with the blue on the left side. Wait, minimize myself again. With the blue background, that's my high school senior picture. That's a beautiful, traumatized living girl. You know what I mean? That my relationship with food was not healthy. Next to it, that's my bulimic time. Like, the obesity was real. And the crazy part too is, like, you have an eating disorder because you want to look a certain way, yet you don't, because it's unhealthy and you're damaging the whole system, especially with bulimia, and throwing up. I damaged my gums, my teeth, everything. The whole is just the esophagus, I think it's called. I would have burns, and it's just so many things that you do that in order to feel better about yourself, yet you're damaging your wellness on such deep level that you're going against what you're trying to do. Those two pictures of me when I was little, one with a cracker in my mouth and a bunch of crackers in my hands that you can't see, and the other one I had a bag of soup crackers that were my favorite, that I told you and shared with you guys about the connection between that picture and my eating disorder when I realized it later on in life. You're more than welcome to go check that episode. I believe it was episode 5. I said, right? Yes. Episode 5, Mind Diet. And of course, Bootylicious me over here. That's the picture when I finally owned myself. And that was a photo shoot, my first boudiere shoot, where I just celebrated the love I had for my body and the love I had for myself, and the journey I went through from someone who abused and used her body on so many levels. And yet, finally, through the personal work, journey that I did, worrying and focusing about my wellness led me there. So please check out that episode. I think in general, it's such an important episode to share with as many people as possible. I also shared this, which is a very important thing. So if you know anybody that needs help, this is a hotline that you can use. Free 24/7, call, share, share your pain, share your thoughts, share your frustrations, share where you are and what it is that you do, and that creates an unhealthy relationship for you with food. So episode 5. On episode 6, I spoke with Dr. Lauren. That was my guest, which I love. He's my personal mentor for me. Let me see. I want to talk about that, but the live chat is off the chain. So let me see. Joanne, thank you, Joanne. You're so active today. I appreciate you, girl. I'm loving all your comments. My 19-year-old granddaughter is suffering from afraid, avoidant, restrictive food intake disorder. Wow, not caused by a negative self-image or a desire to change her body weight. So it's caused by what? Fear and anxiety about getting sicker from eating certain foods. She has lost so much weight. She's being monitored uh, on a hard healing journey. Wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah, and like I know people who left the country, literally moved to the Dominican Republic, bought land and started growing all their foods because they were afraid here in America about what it's going to do to their body and all the food. So I didn't know there was a name. So thank you for sharing that with me. I didn't know there's our ARFID. I didn't know about that. So thank you for that. But I'm familiar with it, and I hope and pray for her to find a way to find the balance between the mind that creates the anxiety and the body, because really, it will manifest itself when we focus so much on the negativity will show up. So I hope she can heal from that, and my prayers to you. Oh, thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good photo shoot. I was very proud of. So on episode 6, like I said, let me see that I'm not missing anything. I'm trying to stay intact because this hour is flying by. Uh, we spoke to Dr. Lauren and his journey from weight loss to wealth, right? It was the divine wellness journey, because he saw himself at some point where he was overweight. He didn't feel like himself anymore, and he decided to go on his personal wellness journey. And once he shedded all that weight, there was so much clarity in his mind that he was able to go on a spiritual journey that led him to sign a deal that was more than $300,000. So when we talk about wellness comes in many different ways. There are many different lanes to wellness, and a spiritual wellness is one of them. And it will bring you financial wellness. It can, because when we're don't I can tell you, when I did my last journey, and I speak about it in the episode of Mind Diet, so I'm not going to get into it. There was so much clarity in my mind because I wasn't busy chewing all day and worrying about what I eat, when am I going to eat it, how am I going to eat it, that it was incredible. My meditations were higher, my creative forces were incredible. I was constantly writing and doing and creating. It was amazing because the body is not so busy with the digesting, and and the mind is not busy with what can I eat, when should I eat, how am I eating, all of those things. And of course, the nutrients that are not healthy for us, that also, when we eat excessively or just don't eat healthy. My son is skinny, but he also always eats junk. He just have a great metabolism. And I keep trying to explain to him and to my daughter, just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. You have to eat healthy things in order to stay healthy. So when he cleared out so many things from his system, he managed to find that spiritual wellness on a whole nother level. And it was incredible to hear his story. And in general, he's such an amazing man. He's funny, hell, like, watch episode 6 if you want to have a good laugh. If you're down, watch episode 6. Dr. Lauren's going to make you feel better 1000%. And I loved he said something about the power of reversing words and welcoming abundance into our life. We spoke about the year of Jubilee, which is what we're here in now. Check out the episode so you can hear more. It's a full year of abundance and inviting abundance, increase, blessings, and prosperity and expecting it, right? That's part of our well being journey. Being in a place that expect good things. Don't be surprised because then you're telling the universe, like, okay, I'm not sure. And it's like, okay, if you're not sure, we're not going to give it to you anymore, right? But when we are positive in what's about to happen and we're expecting it's easier for things to happen. And I'm going back to what I said. He was talking about the power of switching things around. For example, having things that are meaningful, but also full of meaning, right? Or you had another one. Where was it? I don't want to butcher, so I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Uh, I need my glasses. Uh, okay, sorry, I am not hitting here, so I'm gonna skip on. Oh, there we go. It's it's literally highlighted. I'm just okay. I'm done fighting. I'm done fighting. 47 and reading is kicking my butt, people. All right. So, meaningful or full of meaning. Mean what you say and say what you mean, right? That's an important one. And the word wow. He said that is the most highest spiritual word because we can't find any other way to express ourselves. And the word is literally the same way backwards and forward, or forward and back. So I love that, and I love those notions from Dr. Lauren. And once while we were speaking about the spiritual wellness, I want to bring in a couple of quotes, or one quote, if I find it. This is crazy. Let me see. There we go. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Love that. They keep putting me in a circle. Leave me alone with that circle. Um, let me see. Let me see. Lana, yeah, Elle says, love these amazing tips. Love you. Thank you, my beauty. I loved you too. Love that episode with Lital and really all of them. Oh, thank you so much. Communication is the root of connection. Amen to that. I second and third and fourth that. Um, Lana said, oh, to Joanne, beautiful. Yeah. Um, Thank you for sharing your journey. Oh, beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm happy you sent it to her, and thank you for that. And you're welcome. Happy to share my journey here. That's what we're all about in here, right? So when we spoke about spiritual wellness and kind of got into the different dimension of wellness, we spoke about environmental wellness and occupational wellness, and that was in episode 3. Yep, with my guest Sean Jones. This man, let me tell you, I can speak another full hour about it because his story is so incredible. He was a top model. He was on a reality show and he fell into the life of addiction. And then one day he literally just surrendered, heard God telling him he's a healer, and started a whole journey. And now he leads people in their own healing journey. He's a Qigong master, he's a Reiki master, he teaches those energy healing modules, and it's just go watch episode 3. Go watch episode 3. I'm not going to say more. I will, though, however, share with you what occupational and environmental wellness is because I want you to know the different dimensions of wellness. So, do this again because, like I said, I surrender. So, environmental wellness. How does your surroundings support your well being? This dimension of wellness can mean different things to different people. For one, redesigning, their home or room will be enough to support their road to wellness journey, while another will have to relocate to a whole other home, town, or country in order to cultivate well-being in their life. We have to become aware of our surroundings. Wait, sorry. Thought it was going to make me small, but there we go. We have to become aware of our surroundings and pay attention to how it supports or might not support our well-being journey. Things like violence, physical or verbal abuse, cleanliness, and safety are a primary in creating an environment that will make it difficult to live in complete well-being. Change your environment, change your life. Absolutely. Uh, I don't think I need to say anything that's very self-explanatory. Let's move to occupational. Can your occupation affect your well-being? Absolutely. Occupational wellness is not something many discuss, but it is important to shine some light on this side of wellness. A toxic or simply unfulfilling work environment can have a huge impact on your well being. Doing something that makes you happy, feeds your soul, and aligns with your values is the perfect recipe to create occupational wellness in your life. If you can't leave your job, work on yourself more than you work on your job. If you didn't take anything from this episode, take this sentence with you. Work on yourself more than you work on your job. I don't care how you do it, find the time because some people tell me, oh, I'm exhausted. I work all day. I don't care. Wake up an hour earlier, go to sleep 20 minutes later. Find the time to do that self work because self work is the key to wellness and complete well being. If you so you can create space for yourself that's inspiring to you, at least until a new opportunity comes along. This is what this is all about. Let me hold on. I had to plug it in. I had to plug it in. We're in wellness with this whole season about wellness. And I'm not going to present the wave of wellness little intro. But no, really, that is so important when you can control your environment or your work environment. You're a different person. And why I'm saying it in connection to Sean's journey, it was because he moved and he changed an occupation, from being a model and doing all that stuff in an industry that constantly, he went to sexual abuse, physical abuse, really an incredible story of just resilience and unbelievable search for well-being and how he manifested it in his life. So check out episode 6. I want to say, one thing he said, actually, I'm seeing it right now too in my notes. Finding balance is the key for recovery during treatment. So if you know anybody, and we spoke about it right now with Joanne too, with your granddaughter, and I said it too. Find the balance. That's so important while you're in recovery, no matter from what it is, really, even in an eating disorder. Balance is everything. It really helps the connection between what drills in here and what we feel in here, and it's something that is important. Uh, so, we went from that. I'm going to go from that to episode 7, when we spoke about forgiveness. And I touched on how important forgiveness is in one's life. And I shared my personal journey with forgiveness with my father. You're more than welcome to watch that episode. It was my birthday episode too. And it fell on the day of atonement. So it couldn't be more perfect to speak about forgiveness in a day like that. Please check out the episode if you want to hear the story and just understand how, the bite of the snake is not what kills us. The poison that's running in our blood, that's what kills us. And that's the perfect analogy for, resentment and forgiveness. And we spoke about that more with my guest, Beatty Carmichael. What number episode was that? Let me get to it. Episode 9. Yep, episode 9, when we spoke about, again, spiritual wellness. And even with Dr. Lauren and with Beatty, when we speak about spiritual well being, it doesn't necessarily mean religious. Exactly on the opposite, it has nothing to do with religion, but it has everything to how you give meaning to your life, right? If you have a meaning, if you have a purpose, if you have a connection to the inner you, that's spiritual wellness, because from that place you can constantly grow. From that place, when you see yourself, you are able to continuously do better for yourself. So that really is one of the most important things when it comes to spiritual well-being. I think for people to understand, you speak spiritual, people think like, well, I don't believe in this. No, it's got nothing to do with anything religious. It has everything to do with you, yourself, and you. The connection to the God within, absolutely, absolutely. But an atheist can have a spiritual wellness. It's got nothing to do with it. So keep that in mind when you work on your spiritual wellness. Work on your connection to yourself, the understanding of the God within. I personally love God, and God is a huge part of my life. So to me, that's same. I talk to Him and I talk to the God within me simultaneously. But you don't have to if you don't believe in that. And Beatty, speaking about his beautiful book, The Prayer of Freedom, and how he has his way that he received from God, which just incredible, like really mind-boggling. Check out the episode of how he learned that he can heal and created this beautiful question answer system that makes you understand, your high vibration frequency to your low vibration frequency, and the balance between them, and how you can operate in really creating, you know, I guess in the religious way, you'll say repenting for a sin, but here you just letting go of everything that doesn't serve you. That's the language of inspirational beauty. And literally staying in high frequency constantly. And to be in high frequency, you have to let go of anger, of resentment, of stress, of anxiety, of all these things that do not fit in high frequency. And I said it in that episode, I believe too. Divine energy cannot meet you, see you, find you, or help you when you're in those low frequencies, because they don't understand that frequency. They don't reside in that frequency. So, in order for you to get what you want from that high frequency, you have to elevate your frequency, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when somebody did something horrible to you. You have to find a way to let go, even a little bit, just so you can raise your frequency, so you can start pulling to you that higher divine frequency and help you out. We kind of ended the season with our last episode that had to do with beauty on the outside and wellness, and we're going to touch on that too. Let me just see. Joanne said, appreciated your oh, thank you. It's such a great one, isn't it? I think I heard it first from Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it really stuck with me because, like I said, I had a very big forgiveness journey in my life. So um I want to say we ended with wellness and beauty and fashion, because that's a huge part of well-being, our self-expression, who we are, how we show ourselves, and how we come to this world and show up in the world. And in general, we talked about how the fashion industry is changing into being more conscious of wellness, if it's from fabrics and what they create. Please check out episode 10 with my beautiful guest, Yael. And it was Yael Goldman, and it was really just a great episode to kind of tie in outer and inner beauty together. And I shared this thing for everybody to help you take a compliment today. Make yourself a little something fun so you can use, so you can support yourself and hype yourself up. Give yourself a compliment that you're killing it today, or you look nice, or you look great. All of these things that that help us out throughout our day. It keeps putting me in a circle. um I think that really is it. We don't have time anymore for the cookie segment. I will, however, do this real quick. If you guys want to take a picture of the recipe, like I said, I'll post it separately, but we're still here. We're already here. So if you want the recipe for the segment, I'm sorry, the dessert, the oatmeal raisin cookies, take a little screenshot and we're going to do that. Let me check what else I wanted to. That I wanted to share that quote with you guys too. Beauty is healing and healing is beautiful. Stay in the process. I think that's a great way to close this wellness journey, right? Healing is part of our wellness journey. It's beautiful. Don't be afraid of it. Do for yourself anything that you see fit, where you put your mind to as far as when it comes to your wellness journey. Complete well-being means mind, body, soul. It's the physical, it's the emotional, it's the spiritual. It's like we saw, there's occupational, there's environmental, there's so many different dimensions to wellness. Try to check them every single day when you can. Pay attention, make yourself more aware to how wellness, is really showing up in your life. Uh, I shared on episode, I believe, 8, it was, like I said, my breast cancer journey, and there was a lot about this wellness because that was the big part that took me and saved me throughout my journey, how I kept, mindfully allowing myself the ability to stay well and choose wellness constantly. So you're more than welcome to check out that episode too. It was a great season. I have about 1,000 other quotes and million different things in here that I could have shared, should have shared, but technical issues, I can't fight with it. You know what I mean? It's just I can't. But I will give you that. Chat with Lulu-Lee at gmail.com. Please hit me up. Let's connect. Let's connect on social media. Let's connect on, anything possible. Let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you want me to talk about. If you have any questions, don't forget we have our What Would Lulu Do segment that I want to bring back with questions from you guys. Just and if you need another perspective about what to do in a situation that occurred in your life, I'm here for it. Next week, we're not going to have a live episode. I'm working on a week-long documentary here in New York doing beauty. So I'm not going to be able to be live. But the week after that, we're starting season 3. And like I said before, if you haven't been here, now you'll hear it. It's all about manifesting. People talk about manifesting all the time. How did you manifest this? What did you do this? Oh, I'm manifesting that. So let me break down manifesting to you the way I use it in my life from different mentors, different perspectives, different tools and exercises that I use for manifesting. So we're going to do that and we're going to touch on that. I appreciate you guys, everybody, for being here. Oh, thank you, Lana. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you both for being so active in the chat. I really appreciate it. Um, oh, thank you for the documentary. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great people working. So I'm excited about that. As always, my beautiful people, can you see my kindness stone? I'll bring one of them up. Care about another and choose to be kind. We don't always, have the ability to do so when people just get on our nerves, but it's part of wellness. We don't want to release that stress hormone. That's one of the biggest things that can, you know, diminish your wellness very easily. So let's work on that dopamine instead of that, cortisol and just not be in stress mode. Offer kindness to everybody. I always tell you guys if you have an opportunity and a choice between being right or being kind, choose kindness. It's always the better way to go. Thank you for giving me the one commodity that you can never get back. I really, really appreciate you for that, my beautiful people. It's always a blessing to have you guys here with me. Love the Care Bear. Thanks. If you watched the first episode, I had a whole Care Bear shirt too. I'm gonna wear it again. I might even wear it for season 3. In any case, Thank you again. It's 2 seasons already behind me. I can't believe it. What, this started as a fun idea, and here we are sharing inspiration, love, beauty, and light every Wednesday morning. Thank you. Send everybody to YouTube so they can subscribe to the channel. And until 2 weeks from now, I'll see you then, and stay blessed. Many blessings. Later.
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got. Show me light, show me love. This is all we got.